I wanted to show you guys how you can get the best out of your bass line using Fruity DX10's log drum preset, either for Amapiano or for deep house, but specifically for Amapiano. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. So the first thing that I'm gonna do here is to decrease tempo to around 110 to 115. So I'm just going to use 112. That will be fine for myself, because with Amapiano, it's one of the slowest genres under house music. The tempo is really slowed down between, in my opinion, 110 to 115. That's the sweet spot. I'm going to open Fruity DX10, going to right click, going to log drum, and this is our preset. Now I'm going to come here. Now I'm gonna come right click here to choose C3. So I want to get that deep bass, deeper sound on whenever I play these keys for this log drum. So now I'm going to create a bass line. I'm sure most of you are gonna be familiar with it. So I'm going to open up my piano roll. I'm just gonna increase the size, and I'm going to go down. I'm going to play something and see if whether we can make that our bass line. Okay, start on D and there. Alright, so we have our bass line. Now I'm just going to modify it. Here I'm just going to reduce the velocity. Also there I'm going to reduce the velocity. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm going to close my piano roll, and now we're just going to go into Fruity DX10. We're going to go to amplitude and modulation 1. So that's the tabs that we're going to be mostly working with. In amplitude we have about 3 knobs. One is attack, one is decay, and one is release. And in modulation 1, we are not going to be using these first 4 knobs. We are just going to be playing around with these bottom knobs. Preferably this first one, which is init, second one which is time, and the third one which is sustain. We are not going to be using release for this one. Under amplitude, we're going to be working with these 3 knobs. The first one, this is what it does to your bass line. Let me increase it to 50%. As you can hear that the bass line is no longer punchy. If I turn it back to 0%, really, when it comes to editing your log drum, everything's really subjective to whatever you want, whatever you feel the track needs. So at this moment, I'm not gonna be playing around with this attack. So I'm just going to increase the decay. So basically what the decay means, it's purely how long the note takes to die out, meaning the duration of the note. Reduced, increased. So you can play around with that. I'm gonna put it on 40%. Just like that. Moving on to the second tab. First thing is the init. This is what it does. 79%, this is how it sounds. It's a lot punchy and much clickier. If I decrease it back to 47%, that's how it is. That's what it does. You can just mess around with it, play around with it. And time. This is what it does with it at 8%. I'm gonna bring it up to 20%. $30. And $40. And 50%. I'm gonna bring it back to 8%. So that's what time does. And sustain with it, and from 16% to 40%. To 20%. And that's what sustain does. And now I'm just going to play around with this until I get something somewhat decent. I like that sound. So now I'm just going to clone this, and I'm going to right click, go to log drum, and I want you to hear the difference. Let me write. Dry. Tweaked. It's going to Control C, copy, then click there, Control V, and paste. This is how it was before I tweaked it. After. The difference here, you can hear that it is much punchier on the one that I tweaked. And this is just the default version. I don't suggest that you use it. Try playing around, messing around with these knobs, and eventually you'll get something that you like or which is suitable for that track that you're working on. Now I want to give you an idea on how you can layer your log drum with a bass line using Fruity DX10. I'm going to go here, add, go to Fruity DX10, close there, make sure that it's open, then right click there. What I mostly use among all these presets for my bass line, I either use E flute or FM sub bass, but I prefer FM sub bass. Now I'm going to come here, Control C, copy, and Control V, paste on my sub bass, and that's about it. Without log drum. With the log drum. Another thing that you can do is open up the piano roll on your sub bass. What you can do is hold Alt, then press L. It'll give you a piano roll articulator, which you can use to close the gaps between your notes or reduce the gaps. So I'm just going to a little fill in the gaps like that, and I'm going to press accept. I'm going to exit and I'm going to play. So all of this is just subjective. You can just leave it where it was, just like that. Just subjective. Depends on how you feel. Now I'm going to show you a really cool trick on how you can further make your bass lines unique is using sustain. Let me demonstrate. Do you ever hear, whenever you're listening to some Amapiano songs, they have this sound to them? Bing! So I'm just going to show you on how you can achieve that. So there are two ways that I do this. The first way, right click, make sure that everything is recording, and I'm gonna come here, then record notes and automation. I'm just gonna do that. that's basically it. Stop recording. That's about it. So the second way, it's similar to that. Okay, it's all reset. The second way is similar to that, but now I'm going to put it back on 16. I'm just going to right click here. I'm gonna go to edit events. Guys, I don't know any other way of doing this, but this is how I do it. I'm gonna bring it down. Bring it down again. And bring it down there. And I'm gonna do the same thing here, and I'm gonna bring it down. Let me undo. Be careful playing with that one. Bring it down. There you go. A neat trick. If you know of a better way of doing this, please leave it down in the comment section and stuff. Now you can just mess around with it however you like. And that's about it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't, subscribe now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay real and stay fresh.